Hey guys, welcome to the Stockpot, the SP, because we're your highest rarity in Weiss content. It is now the year 2024, so new year, new Weiss.
Woo!
How's everyone doing?
Doing all right so far.
Doing pretty good.
Yay.
Though I will go on the record that the Northeast has been having not one but two random storms. I've been like a little rough, but besides that,
That's
fine.
The dumbest part has been none of it's been snow.
nope.
We've had like some like flurries, but no snow. We didn't get snow last year. We're probably just gonna get a bunch of rain and wind this year.
God. Well, at least it's step up. No, not really. Never
No,
mind.
it's just bad weather.
Yep, but that's what we get for being in the Northeast during the winter.
Yeah. And that's what we get for the dead season for Weiss, because all we have to look forward to has been Worlds.
Yeah, and that's what, another month or so away?
Yeah,
about a month.
Yeah, that's beginning of February, right?
Yes,
It's
yeah,
like
that's right.
What is it, like the week after Chainsaw Man comes out?
Something like that.
Because it's not legal.
Yep, that's right.
So we have for Worlds, Spy Family will be legal though. Hey guys, sorry to interrupt the stock pot, but this is a reminder that we are dumb. Spy Family comes out 1 week before World, making it ineligible as a legal deck to play. For the next portion of the stock pot, we will be talking about Worlds as if Spy Family is legal, so you can just kind of ignore that, and if you want to skip to the next part, we understand. Sorry about that, and I'll let you get back to the stock pot.
Can't wait to see that
Which
happen.
will come out in the future on January 26th.
Peanuts.
Peanuts.
Me tiny.
So I know that Brandon's excited for that set,
I'm so excited.
and that you have looked a lot into the set. I know Jason's looked a lot into the set.
I have.
Yep.
I know Alejandro cares about one card in the set.
Yeah, only
Yeah,
one
just
card.
one card.
Outside
And
of that,
surprisingly, the card he cares about is probably the best card in the set.
Yeah, which
Yeah.
card is it, Alejandro?
It's the
Oh, I guess two cards then.
Yeah, that's true.
Oh,
I guess
yeah, two
the,
cards.
the best 2-card combo the set has.
Fiona.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Oh, and the climax.
And
Okay,
three
sorry.
cards.
So three
Sure,
cards.
yeah.
three
But yeah,
cards.
he's looking forward to Fiona being in the set.
Listen, she's the only character that matters in that show. But
She surprisingly is the only one that matters actually in the set too when it comes to deck building.
Yeah.
but otherwise, I could not care less.
Wow.
Like, I think the show kind of like killed my hype for the set personally.
Really?
Yeah. I just don't really. I think the show's like funny in some bits, and then I just think the show is just like whatever.
Wow.
But like from what I've seen, the card effects look fun. They don't look absurdly unique though.
It's unique in the fact that the set revolves around the change effect, but besides that, everything else is kind of generic-ish.
I think the biggest thing that the set brings is, like I said, the Fiona is like the biggest part of that set. The ability to check top 3,
Yeah, that's a fantastic
like
card.
and then when it changes back, it's at least a 75k on your opponent's turn, and like they have to hit at least 8k, which not a lot of level 1s will consistently do,
Mhm.
unless like they have multiple power pumps, unless they invest resources into the cards to get it. So unless like your set does have something that will just beat over the 8, or like you have a level 1 bomb, it's gonna be a hard wall to get over, especially because they will most likely be playing a 1/1 backup that gives it the extra 2k.
There's a lot of serviceable like level 1 on reverses that hit to like 8k, but unless your card's designed to usually reverse,
Mm-hmm.
it's gonna be hard to get to
Yeah.
that like threshold of 7k plus.
And then you have to really be looking for like a 9/5, because with that 2k 1/1, it will protect it.
Well, there's no way they're gonna have more than 2 of that in their hand.
Right, but say you can only beat over 1 to 2.
By Bushiroad's philosophy, getting one lane's fine.
Yeah, I mean, that is true.
By Bushiroad's own philosophy, at least you can have one lane.
At least you can have. Well, we should really put that on a shirt, by the way.
At least you can have one lane.
Yeah,
agree.
exactly.
And then
What do we think the impact of Spy Family entering in during the 11th hour is going to be for Worlds?
So I think it'll make a pretty big impact. I know the fact that Fiona's there. Fiona will help like damage mitigate actually. It has so much ability to top check, especially on your opponent's turn.
Mhm.
But I also think like they have great finishers. You have the your combo finisher that like deals 4.
Yep.
And everyone.
I mean, deal 4s are really
I
brutal.
have said it multiple times. If you can't cancel the 4, you're probably losing this game. It has the Anya, which is a Mocha 3, which
Mhm.
is pretty consistent to most Mochas. If you hit the soul sign and the cancel on 4, well, don't have
Happens.
just don't have triggers on the top of your deck. What can I say?
Oh, true.
And the other one is the Lloyd finisher, which is a burn 3, but if they cancel that burn, it deals 1. So it has the potential
On
to
top of the attack
on
damage.
top of the attack damage. So like you could cancel 3, maybe you deal 1 and cancel the 1. Now you've just canceled 2 on just 1 card.
And then you have a 3, if not 4, coming
Yeah.
at you.
Exactly.
So like, there's definitely options and variety with this set, but outside of that, I don't see anything abnormally like unique about this set.
No, the set itself is pretty like only thing like unique I think is would probably be the Anya Brainstormer. It combos with 2 other 2/1s. But it also has the ability to give your change cards power on your opponent's turn, which is pretty good. Normally, your
Mhm.
brainstorms that give power on your opponent's turn require like your cards to either get reversed or for you to reverse your opponent's cards.
Mhm.
So I would say that was other than that, that's like the really only unique card that I saw that was interesting.
So with Worlds showing up, we have about the same amount of invites going out as we
Mhm.
did last year,
Yeah.
but it's in a much different environment. Instead of sunny Los Angeles, California, it is going to be in Japan this year.
Yes.
Do we think that that is going to affect the attendance of people going to Worlds this year?
Outside, yeah, I personally think so, strictly because outside of winning a BCS and just getting a free flight, anyone else who has to like pay to get there or just have the time off, really in general, that might be a little bit hard.
Well, I think that's only accounting for like the North American side,
Right.
Because so a lot of the problems for people last year with it being in California was a lot of European players couldn't make it just because it's in
Far.
California. It's a lot farther.
Mhm.
It's a much more expensive plane ticket. And I think that's going to be true again, but not for the Europeans, but a little more for the North American side.
Well, I mean, I know the venue will be packed. I mean, you have Vanguard Worlds, you have regular Weiss Worlds, you have even Shadowverse, I believe.
Yeah,
I
that's
think it's
there.
the same weekend.
Yeah, I think
You
Shadowverse
have
would
the
be-
WGP, JP events
Yeah.
also there. Like that, Japan is going to be packed with a
That
lot
is
of
going
stuff.
to be a huge center filled with a lot of people playing a lot of different games.
A lot of different games. It's going to be a packed weekend.
I think predominantly it's going to be a lot of Southeast Asia, Japan, native, just
yeah.
like to the area, or planes a lot more reasonably priced from that area.
Yeah.
Because from North America, no matter where you are, a plane ticket to Japan's at least $1,100, and then even for Europe, a lot of plane tickets from there. My friend from Germany just went to Japan, and it cost them about $900 to get there.
Man.
Listen, just sell your Max Weiss deck after you've topped with it.
Yeah,
You'll
of
have
course.
you'll have your ticket right there.
Of course. I think attendance is going to be lower on, the non-JP Southeast Asia population. But I think it's going to be much higher for all of those closer to the area. For
Yeah,
them.
I agree.
Yeah.
And also, I think, there's a lot more fanatics of the card game out there.
hmm
So you might get a higher attendance just based off like the amount of people
Yeah.
who just want to go there.
I think the WGP that they will be hosting will probably have a bigger turnout than the American
That is
one.
going to be insane.
So I already couldn't guarantee you that much.
Mhm.
So
But with the tournament on the horizon, what do we think is going to top?
I mean, probably Slime.
Yeah,
Slime.
see, I was gonna try. And,
Probably Slime.
But the ban list did so much.
it did
I-
so much.
It's still gonna top, I think. It's not that hard. I mean, I don't know if it'll get first, but I think we'll see it in the top 8.
At least in an 8, at least in the T8, yeah.
I think people are still gonna take that strong deck with them. I think you'll probably see a Spy Family.
You think there's going to be enough of it?
I think so. I think just one, like I said, either the Mocha 3 off of the Anya or the Lloyd Burn 3 into a cancel on 1. Like, it really can rip cards off of the Slime player's deck.
Mhm.
Overlord will probably be there, and it'll probably top, especially if you're in Japan.
So you're thinking if an Overlord player goes there, since they've already played well enough to get there, they're going to be able to make it into the top of that
I
event.
just think that on the Japanese side of things, like, could just have good Overlord players overseas.
I mean, I do agree with the sentiment where, like, if you're good enough to get into Worlds, you're probably good enough to pilot Overlord to
Yeah.
a very good extent,
Um,
especially unrestricted Overlord.
Yeah, I think we could possibly see maybe even a Guilty Gear Squeak in.
I'm hoping just to see like
I believe that.
Just to have variety.
just-
I
just
like
for
that.
variety.
I've done testing with Guilty Gear. It's a pretty. I think it's a high. It's like a not top tier, but it's like probably like a high B tier type deck.
It's oppressive if you can do it on level 2.
If you get the cards right, I mean, like I said, I think it might squeak in there, but it might, or it might make some noise. It's hard to say.
Mhm.
I think Slime is going to definitely be there, on top, because you're going to Worlds. You want to win Worlds. Why don't you bring
gotta
probably
bring.
the best deck in the format currently?
I do agree with that.
Yeah,
So-
so because you made the point, Jake. So I know we're primarily an English set like Weiss podcast, but the Japanese ban list did come out, so we're fairly certain World's gonna be the English ban list, not the Japanese one.
Correct.
Right?
No,
So
it's only
only
the
English because
English.
it's
Okay.
the WGP will go over the Japanese ban list, but the English Worlds will go over the English ban
Yeah,
list.
you had to
Okay.
qualify from an English event
Yeah,
to
to get
play in an
English
English only event.
Yeah.
Gotcha. Okay.
Yeah, just because it's on over on Japan does not mean we use the Japanese ban list. That'd be some messed up stuff.
That
would
would be insane. Imagine going with your slime deck and then just being just
Told
like,
you can't.
You're actually just stopped
Or-
at like passport
Or
check
your
and they're
Overlord
like
deck.
they're just like, hey, did you not see the announcement?
Yeah.
Well, you get treated like Jake going through TSA.
yeah.
Every
Yeah.
single
Yeah.
time.
Like,
Like they just drop your cards on
They
purpose.
drop your cards all
Oh.
over. They dump out your deck box and they're like, what is this? And I'm just like, why didn't you let me open it?
Yeah,
Why didn't
so
Well,
you
well,
know.
yeah, they don't even. You don't even get to ask why they opened it. They just like no. Are you
Yeah.
hello?
No, they're like, oh, this guy again. We're gonna dump his cards out. Honestly, one of my worst matchups.
Yeah.
But I think you're right on the nose with some of those. I think that Slime's going to be there in at least 2 or 3 of those spots. I do expect Hololive to be in one of those spots. Whether it be a Marine top end or a Gura top end, I think both of those decks are still strong enough and well positioned enough to be able to get there. And then I'm expecting one Quince deck in there, but I just don't know which one.
If there will be a Quinn stack there, it'd probably be Nino.
I think like
Or
Nino.
Itsuki.
I think Nino's really well positioned right now.
It's gonna be Nino or Itsuki.
I think that Ichika is one of the more prepared decks, but I think not enough people are playing it.
I don't think it's prepared anymore because the point was to counter Alice with it, and now it doesn't have the resource. It's like it countered Alice fairly well because the 1-0 event removed those 2-1s off the board,
Mm-hmm.
and it had the ability to fight back with the 3-2 early play to prepare yourself. But I think now because that was like its best matchup, and the best matchup was removed, it's having trouble with other matchups.
Yeah, I think it's playing that level 1, early level 3, late level 3
Yeah.
game. I think the deck might be a little bit better if you just play a level 1, level 3 game. Try to play a little bit more fair and try to stockpile your resources.
Potentially.
But I don't think Ichika is as well placed as it was.
Yeah, no. It's
So
fallen.
I do see the sentiment for why Nino and Itsuki could be at those top tables
Yeah,
and why they could continue. Because Nino's still a very good deck.
very good deck.
Because, having 12 copies of Standby is absolutely insane. And Itsuki has proven to be able to just absolutely wipe the floor with people with a Mocha 2 on top of a Deal
Oh, a
3
burn
on
3.
attack.
It's
Yeah.
so insane.
So I think, like we said last episode, the ban list is trying to help Weiss heal.
Mm-hmm.
We're obviously seeing some effects of it.
Yep.
Maybe not to the degree we thought it would, because Slime is still running around. It's
Nope.
still healthy running around. And we have Hololive still very strong. Overlord still very strong. We have a lot of very, very strong decks in the format.
And I mean, I think like going back to that JP ban list, we look at Hololive. They actually fixed the Gura limit. The Gura issue.
Did they?
They actually
Yeah.
just put Gura to 2 instead.
I think that's a very serviceable way of dealing with
like
it.
you could still die from Gura too, but it's not like if you get triple Gura on your 2-1, you're like, oh wow, I could potentially just
Yeah.
lose this game.
It's still a lot coming at you, but like you have to deal with an off finisher, or you have
Yeah.
to deal with just a vanilla attack, or the rest counter means a lot more in that situation.
I mean, it means it shows a lot. I think the ban list will be what it is, and we'll probably see the change mid Springfest when they hit Chainsaw Man and Slime. I'm calling
God.
it now.
You're-
Chainsaw Man will get hit.
Chainsaw Man and Slime.
It is a
Yeah.
toxic deck.
Yeah.
I'm telling you right now, it will get hit. So guys, if you don't want to get hit, don't play it at Springfest.
Oh boy, not the collusion.
listen.
the collusion
Don't
to
play
save
it at
Chainsaw
Springfest.
Man.
No, just handshake on it always.
They
Just-
they have
fine.
said that they make all of their ban list decisions off of data.
Chainsaw
So-
Man doesn't show up at
So
Springfest.
if there's
what
no
you gonna
Chainsaw
do?
Man, there's no way they can ban it, right?
It's fine. Just
Um,
wait until BCS.
See,
I'd
that's
love
how
it.
they get you.
That's what you do.
Yeah, you wait till
yeah.
BCS. So you can get you. If you don't play it at Springfest, they won't get hit before that.
Or no, you can actually play it in Bro because they very much clearly show that if a deck is the only deck showing in top 8 at Bro, they're not gonna do anything about it. Looking at Alice.
Well, that's because they know what happens when you play it, bro.
Yikes.
But I would like, and I'm glad that for Worlds, this is like the one event they decide to stream besides Bro.
Yes, actually.
So we're able to see the play at the highest level. We're able to see what people are bringing. We're able to see the absolute insanity, the piles that people want to bring to Worlds. I mean, Jason has me on record saying if I ever make it to Worlds, I'm bringing Rent a Girlfriend.
He has to.
So that's going to be
Surprising how he hasn't gotten an invite yet. It's
Yeah.
like he doesn't want to take the deck to
yeah,
Worlds.
of course.
Well,
why would you
it's like he doesn't want to go to White Castle.
No,
No, that's if he wins a BCS.
that's if I would have BCS.
Yeah.
If he
That's two birds though.
Yeah.
yeah, but I think the rent a girlfriend part
But
is really
speaking
hindering
of
him.
making it to Worlds, new year, new Weiss, new us.
I'm
what
retiring.
are your individual what?
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 Huh?
yeah, Jason?
What are your individual goals as a Weiss player for this year?
I feel like I'd be lowballing if I just said, "Oh man, I just want to make the top 8." Like, no, I want to do better than that because between Springfest and parts of BCS last year, like, it is very possible most of our friend group can make it. I mean, Jason proved it for. Like, I forget what BCS.
2022.
2022.
What's 2022? But I forget exactly which BCS that
New York.
was.
New
York.
What was New York?
New York City 2022.
You sound
Kaguya
My pride and joy.
Yep.
Pride and Joy, yeah. Because like
7-1.
it's like clearly we could do it. It's just like I don't know if it's a mismatch of like finding the right meta, finding the right deck, just like waiting for like the right BCS to go to, like whatever.
Well, we've said this a lot that Weiss is very coin flippy.
It's very
So
much
like
so.
sometimes you go in, you get bodied, you go 0-2, and then you're just watching football in the hotel room for the rest of
Yeah.
it.
You just got to find yourself in the right circumstances to get to that point.
I think it also comes down to just having knowledge on the game. And like when it does come to like BCS stuff, like if you say you want to play against something, you gotta like find the time to play against it so you know what it is, so you don't just get like
side.
so you're not confused about what this deck does, what cards it potentially has. Like I mean that's why we made our BCS videos so people can know what to expect. But like you also should like try to play against some of that stuff. Like we can proxy things out to test against each other. A lot of us have a lot of sets, and if we see something's gonna probably be there, you want to prepare for it.
Yeah, we have a ton of cards.
And
We have a ton of sets. It's like, the only reason that you should not know about something is if it's really, really, really out of left
Yeah.
field, or if it's really, really,
Like
really.
if I walk
old.
up with
Yeah.
Kokoro from Bang Dream, unless you're like a Bang Dream enthusiast, you really don't know sometimes what my cards are gonna do because you don't really expect something like that.
Mhm.
Exactly. Or like playing Old Fate, we're like, hey, like, what does a Saber do? Like, oh, this deals 3 damage on cancel, and you're like, wait,
Right.
hold on, what?
And-
Yeah, I do remember one BCS. I went up against a Bang Dream player, Max Ready Bang Dream player. So
That
it
is the
scared me.
scariest
It
thing to
scared
see.
me. It really scared me.
It really is.
And I saw a gate hit the waiting room, and I'm just like, which gate is that? And he just goes, oh, it's Mashiro. And I go, is that the one that attacks multiple times, or is that the one that deals damage equal to the amount of things on the field? And he goes, the one that attacks multiple times.
yeah.
And I'm just like, okay, cool. So like I just knew it's just like, let's stop at 2-5 before
Yeah,
I
you-
die.
you don't wanna be- Mashiro's like Escanor. If you're at level 3,
Yeah,
that is probably going to be the end of the game for you.
because like that's something that, thankfully, because I played against Jason,
I have a lot of Bang Dream stuff.
I knew that I was just like, man, this girl sucks to play against
Yeah.
because she says if I cancel,
You play another one.
You can play another one,
Yeah,
and
another
you can't
one.
back up.
Yeah,
You can't. You
yeah.
can't.
It
you
happens
can't,
before
send her
battle.
to memory.
Oh, okay.
it happens before battle.
So it was an absolutely. It
Yeah.
was one of those things that I was very thankful that I played against Jason's stupid piles of band girls.
Uh huh.
But like I had the knowledge,
Yeah.
and I was able to preface that entire match where I was just like, I got him to like 2-4, and I was just like, we're stopping because unless he's going to clock himself, Ricky refresh, I am fine here. And then I was able to win that entire match.
I think the other thing is definitely playing a lot of games.
Mm-hmm.
You could play against multiple people. It doesn't have to be in person either. I have done multiple 4-hour sessions of just playing online with our friend Tucker. Like, if you want to test, you just make a space so you can play over online on Discord.
Mm-hmm.
Honestly, you will be more prepared for things than you
Yeah.
thought you would be.
There are a lot of avenues to playing Weiss, just like
Yeah.
not in person. Even like gold fishing to an extent.
Yeah.
Just like being able to get like the rhythm down, or like seeing what like bad spots, like setting yourself to like 05 or something like that, and being at that pivotal level 1 turn.
Right.
And you could just go, what if I don't want to do that? What if I want to play a slower game? So it's like preparing yourself for these like top 8s, or trying to get those. It's like a majority of players can play Weiss to a serviceable degree where they can win 50% of the games.
The other thing is remembering your skills.
Oh God, yeah.
That is a big one. It has lost me games plenty of times. It sometimes you need to figure out them though to never forget them. I will never forget to Miyuki clock kick again.
Yep.
Trust me, I lost the game because I didn't do it because I literally couldn't. He was at 3-6.
Yeah.
If I clock kicked, I would have had it.
There's always something that you can build upon your repertoire.
Yeah.
For you to be able to become and develop yourself into a better Weiss player.
Mm-hmm.
Yes, I hard agree, because I don't remember if I was talking to you, Jake, or you, Jason, about just like learning to actually play from behind, or like if you're in a really crappy position, just like don't just scoop up the game, say, oh, like this is unwinnable, and just go to the next. Like you need to learn how to get around it.
Sometimes you got to play out of those bad spots.
Sometimes there's 6 climaxes in the top 12 cards of your deck.
It also lets you see when you get into situations like that, you're like, can my deck move fast enough to get myself out of this? Like, are you able to go through, like, how fast can you go through your deck then? Like, it gives you that, okay, my deck has this much speed. So sometimes really in these situations, how can I play out of it because my deck can do this much?
Yep.
It helps you know how to minimize the damage you're going to take.
There's a lot of games that I've had where and this happened a lot in Weiss Plains, where I would check a lot of climaxes.
Mm-hmm.
And I mean, for those of you who don't know, I'm just I have magnets on top of my deck where climaxes just magically go there.
You're here
when I'm
first,
about to
guys. He's
attack.
cheating.
Yep.
Hey, at least he has a good matchup against Aki.
True. Very true.
No, you don't understand. When it's a good matchup for him, it actually reverses. So they'll go to the
I
bottom.
see tells on my crypto.
Yeah, I know.
So
No, but
All
yeah,
right,
don't
pick
worry.
one.
Aki's
Just
just
pick
a tier
one.
4.
Pick a
and-
struggle.
And one of my opponents saw me check 2 gates as my first 2 attacks, and then I just attacked again. And then going into my next turn, he just saw me pay 1 stock, pay 2 stock, and he was like, "Oh," at the end of the game, which I won. He was just like, "I'm surprised that you didn't pay out all of your gates," which there were, I think, 3 in my stock at the end of that. And I was just like, "Yeah, I just don't need to pay them
Sometimes
out."
playing with a 7 climax deck is fine.
Like I just told him, I was like, yeah, I was just at the point where I didn't need to pay them out because I was compressing so much because I was playing unrestricted slime, and I was just able
this
to
guy.
Wow,
I was just
guy.
able to mirror on all the cards into my stock or into my hand.
Wow, so impressive.
So it was just like you got to be able to learn from those scenarios, because there's definitely a lot of practice games where I'm just like, oh wow, another gate, or oh, another door on top, or how many choices are in my stock right now. So there's a lot of those situations that the more you're familiar with them, the less, of course, it's going to be less foreign to you to play in those spots. And when you play out of those situations, or when you're able to adapt to those situations, you're going to see your success rate in this game skyrocket.
Oh, absolutely. And like the other thing is, because obviously, you know, most people probably won't be nearly as prepared going into a BCS or Springfest or whatever. But like, knowing how to deal with the situation will make you less panicked. Because I know, like, if you're in a situation like, oh crap, like I don't know how to get out of this, you'll just go make misplay after misplay every single time.
Yeah, and it can snowball hard.
Oh, absolutely.
So you want to make a top 8,
Yeah,
maybe higher.
I would love to at least make top 4.
Okay,
Absolutely.
you want a top 4.
Top 4.
All right,
Pretty good.
That's admirable. Jason, what about you?
We'll save me for last. Alejandro, what about you?
Unbelievable.
This guy. I mean, I think all of us here want it. Is like the top 8, right? Everybody here
Mhm.
wants it. I mean, Brandon just talked about it, so I mean that's like
I feel like that should be your bare minimum going into
Yeah.
an event, because you're going into an event expecting to try to play your best game.
yes.
Mm-hmm.
But if we're talking about like personal goals, I'm talking like destruction
Destruction.
of anybody I face that is from my friend group.
Oh my
Oh,
God.
okay.
Because
Needs the
I
revenge.
I'm very vengeful at this point because White
How was New
Plains.
York, buddy?
So White Plains, I played locals and I
Oh,
lost games. I
God.
honestly, I should not have lost either of those games.
No, you shouldn't have.
I played my heart out. I played like really well.
You absolutely did.
Both of those games.
Yes, you-
And I was I was playing Nino, by the way.
Yep.
If anybody was curious,
One of your girls.
I was playing one of my girls, right? Tried and true. But I ended up losing both of those games, and
I'm sorry.
It hurts.
well, yeah. I mean, I left. I was pretty upset because I was just like, come on, Nino, what are you doing? I got more words, but I'm not gonna say them here.
I remember because I drove you home from that event.
Yeah.
You're like, dang it, I shouldn't have lost those games. It sucked.
Well, yeah, it sucks. It sucks considering that again, like, I didn't play those games. I didn't like incorrectly. It's just my deck just said, no, that's okay. You can eat. You can eat this damage.
Just like, yeah, he's got it. He's got an appetite.
So those were against people like my friends, right?
Yeah.
One of
People
them,
you could have traveled 15 minutes to play.
yes.
Yep. Exactly.
One of them sitting across from me, Brandon.
Hi, Alejandro.
And then like the year before that, when I was less experienced, I ended up playing Jake in round 2.
It was me.
Now, albeit, again, I was less experienced at that time. I think that was my first like
That was your first large event for Weiss.
my first large Weiss event. And again, Nino, right?
It all comes back to her. It all comes back to her.
It's always Nino.
She had some more cards in her though.
yeah.
She had a brainstormer, an Ichika brainstormer, and a bracelet.
She was unrestricted.
Yeah,
correct?
she had a bracelet.
But
Oh God, that's right.
She
you know,
was
I-
unrestricted.
so again, me being less experienced, I mean, I still lost to Jake, but that game I remember being like close enough.
You were really close.
It was really close.
He was one climax off.
If he had the
Yeah,
climax,
so
if he had the climax, he would have won that game.
yeah.
this year, anytime and then like Springfest, like every time I've played against like someone from our friend group, I just end up like losing that game, and it's.
Stop taking it easy on your friends.
No, I hate all of you.
God, yeah.
I hate all of you.
What do you mean?
And so I'm going in with that energy, like this year.
Use
Oh,
your
you did-
rage.
You did play one of our groups.
Yeah, you did.
Yeah,
'cause
yeah,
you're on my
yeah,
team.
you did.
In New
Oh my
Jersey.
Yeah, you're on my
goodness.
team. Yeah.
Yeah, I played against
You played against Justin's group, right?
Yeah, you
played-
played
yeah.
against Dylan,
I
right?
played against Dylan.
You played JoJo's, right?
I lost to JoJo's, and I'm like, man, like,
Yep.
and nothing against Dylan, right? Because he knows his set very well, but I'm like, man, I should not have lost that game.
It was the fact you literally went like 0-3 against like everyone in the group.
Yeah.
Like, so
No, he's literally 0-4 against people he could travel 10 minutes
I'm
to
the
play
only one who
against.
hasn't faced
Yeah.
their friends yet.
Brandon, have you faced her? No, yeah, you faced
Yeah,
Brandon.
I faced-
Alejandro,
you faced
yeah,
Alejandro.
So-
I'm the only one who has not
Yeah.
faced
so
my friends.
for
in
me,
bracket.
Time to change
it's frustrating, but you take that sort of thing in stride, right?
Yeah.
Mhm.
It's just like,
You use it for your next game against your friend.
yeah, so it's just like, I mean, it doesn't matter, right? Because I'm playing you guys like here locally and like no stakes at all, but
Yeah.
like I've been winning more of my games recently, so
Yeah, you have.
Which is fantastic.
Great. There's the red flag.
Uh-oh.
What do you
There's the flag
mean?
you just raised.
Oh no.
Oh,
Can't
You
wait
just
for him
raised,
to
you
finish
just
his
raised
next
like
friend.
3
Here's
death
the-
flags.
There it
here's
is.
here's the thing, I don't believe in that stuff. I
Oh.
don't care.
Okay.
I don't care. I'm
Open hitting hand. Is that 8 climax?
listen.
Doctor Strange.
How many times have I said it on here? I will just play my cards and I'll turn them sideways.
That's the smartest thing you can do in this.
That
game.
is
true.
That is
Yeah.
the smartest thing you can do.
I've
in
said
this
that
game.
every time, and I have varying degrees of success. And I choose not to believe in that sort of in that mindset of oh no, I said I'm gonna beat all my friends and then I'm just gonna lose again. I don't believe in that. So
Okay.
Yeah, just don't put it out there.
Nah, he'd win.
There's no need to.
yeah, no.
Oh,
listen,
God.
listen. I said that to Brandon.
You really did.
I
Like
said that
2
to
weeks
Brandon,
ago.
and then again, his power spike.
Anyway,
Oh, well, okay. I guess yeah.
This is-
on the record now. It's supposed to be my power spike.
Yeah,
this year.
I said 2 years ago in 2022, I said, Brandon, I can't wait for your power spike in
In
BCS 2024.
Yeah.
So if you prove me wrong, I'm just gonna look silly.
Jake, you're always silly.
That's
you know?
fair.
that's not that.
Yeah, silly
Um,
little guy. The silly
I'm
little guy
just gonna be made a
activities.
fool from that prediction.
Yeah. it's
So
fair.
you better not prove me wrong.
So yeah, I've already overcome that hurdle of I'd win against Brandon
Mhm.
at a low at very, no stakes.
Of course,
Yep.
of course, with quite literally nothing on the line.
Yes, except for like
You know.
quote unquote pride.
Yeah.
Who cares
sure.
about
Yeah, who cares? Like, but the only other thing that I have for this year is I want to be more productive with this project we have going on here.
Okay.
With the soup. I do have something that I'm working on. But that's when it comes to content, I'm not willing to talk about it until it's ready. Just because there's been plenty of times where we'll say something on like the podcast and
We just don't do it.
we just don't do it.
We just
right?
don't do it.
We
We
just
don't
don't
have-
do it.
Things fall flat. We have lives outside of this.
Yeah.
Outside of the one video release we release every 3 weeks. So
Yeah.
like
Oh, God,
yeah,
yes.
and not only that, it's like we're still, I mean, almost a year into this,
Yeah.
right? But we're still like learning.
this is foreign to all of us.
On like the technical side, because there's plenty of videos that we've recorded that just got scrapped for one reason or another, like on the technical end, right?
Mhm.
Like
Yeah.
the camera shaky, the the mics, the microphones, the camera died. There's a bunch of things.
It's too slow.
Yeah,
Like
like
the
God,
camera
yeah.
recorded
Oh,
wrong.
yeah.
Yeah.
Mhm.
Yeah,
So-
no, there's been a multitude of reasons.
So I'm hoping this year, at least I can dedicate a little more time to this like project that we have going here.
Yeah.
And this becomes more of like a bigger growth year for this channel.
Yep. And we'll definitely touch on that a little bit later. I'm gonna get to my goals. Your goals are cool.
wow.
My goals
Okay.
my
Well-
goal is way better.
Well, my goal is just violent.
Yeah.
I want to
Yeah.
take out my friends
Yeah.
and get revenge.
Yeah. We're gonna get matched in like round 1 of BCS, and Alejandro's just gonna bring a knife. he's just gonna bring a
Whoa,
knife.
no violence.
No violence. No, it's fine. He's just gonna. You're just
No
gonna beat
violence.
for
A
those
he's gonna play
plastic
Danmachi.
knife.
That's
Oh,
what it
the
is.
knife, the
He's-
knife.
it's gonna be like the
yeah.
greatest irony.
Yeah, yeah, woo, wow.
Or anyway, Jake, your goals.
So my goal, it's always put out there, but I think I do want to make like a dedicated pure push for Worlds,
Okay.
like as much as I can. So whether it be from shifting from one deck to another, or getting outside of my comfortability for playing what's in the meta, because I don't like following like strictly what's in the meta unless it's like for Slime, which is a set that I've been on for quite literally years.
Well, I mean,
I've-
you just like slime.
I very much
Right.
enjoyed Slime.
And I think people can make that exception when they're talking about, oh, I don't like to play meta stuff. Oh, but like, oh, what was that? Blue Archive's coming out. Oh, okay. And is that gonna be meta? No. Playing it anyway.
Yeah. And then like if had we gone to Atlanta, I was gonna bring Ichika, which I thought was really prepared for that for something like that. But like I think I want to make like a dedicated push to Worlds where it's like every BCS I go and I look at what top 8 is and I go and think what can be more successful, which comes with me also playing more sets. I play like 4 sets. Like outside of that, I'm useless in terms of this game.
I mean, I think that's a
Fine.
good number of Weiss players.
Yeah.
I think a lot of Weiss players don't necessarily own a lot of sets. I mean, I only own like 3 sets at this point.
Yeah.
I mean, of course, there are other players who cannot say the same, and he's he's bowing his head right now. He's
Sitting 2 feet to the right of you right now.
Not in shame. I don't.
Not-
I don't think he's shameful. Of
Oh
it.
no, it's definitely pride.
Well, I mean, listen, it's cool. It's really cool. It gives you a large perspective.
He owns 6 sets, and they're named Bang Dream alone.
All right.
Oh, he's actually counting.
So-
Hold on.
I will put this out there. I have my favorite sets. There are decks you will only see me play, but I will say we can be really prepared because I have a playset of almost every set that comes out. Like that's I think the nice part. Like I try to have as much what I can do, have fun with it. But listen, we all know like no matter what, I'm gonna be playing Kage somewhere. I'll be pulling out my Itsuki.
Man.
Like I have my decks.
Weiss is
Mhm.
like the worst monthly subscription box.
It really
ever,
is.
Where it's like you'll have to spend $200 to
I
get
200 to 300.
don't
depending.
get
with
it.
Guilty Gear
It's like-
400.
It's like, huh. You know, I don't really want this, but like it'd be nice to have a playset just to mess around with.
like
Sure.
you know, like you should pick up beef jerky or something instead. Like it's so much cheaper.
I don't know, man.
It's so
I-
much cheaper.
It's crazy.
Like I think my dad has one for like chips. That's like $30 a month.
I have-
like that is so much cheaper
Listen,
than this.
I mean,
It's a lot of
and
fun.
you know, here's the thing: we're talking about English. That doesn't even include the JP stuff that he
Oh
does.
yeah.
yeah, Jason.
I like having.
that,
play
that does not include the JP play
chips
sets.
are so much better than cards.
Oh, it's really bad.
That's
Yeah.
fair.
I would think that one is definitely more edible than the other.
Yeah.
Yes.
yeah.
Hey.
Yeah?
Don't count it out.
Oh my
Anyway.
god.
Other than going to Worlds, Jake, what else do you have?
My other one is like getting outside my comfort zone, playing a lot more sets, being more familiar with like other stuff outside of like my dedicated like 4 or 5 sets I'm really good with. And then my last one is finishing max raritying Rent a Girlfriend.
Oh my god.
I'm 3
Jake.
cards away. There are 3 Mommy Ricky SSPs.
Okay.
And I am just very close to doing it. I don't want to like headhunt them immediately. Because I don't think they're available on TCG. And I just want to see if I can find them naturally.
Good luck.
Because some people are asking astronomically a lot of money for them.
Of course they are. It's impossible to find those cards.
So, yeah, the set's like 2 years now out from when it got released, I think.
About yeah.
Mhm.
And so I'm just like, maybe I'll find them out there, maybe I won't. I'm just hoping to see if I can find them.
Listen, Jake, I give you so much credit because you might be able to do it. I know I can't.
I know someone with 4 World Championship Sakuras.
That's not the issue. It's the issue of me actually having the money to purchase said Sakuras.
It's only $40,000.
Sell your Fate playset. You'll get them.
Yeah.
That- Hold on now. Wait, let me
You're
let me, let me,
selling-
let me calculate the math.
You're selling the solution for more of a problem.
Yeah.
Ah,
Honestly, if I had to choose of selling my Fate stuff first and getting those, and then I just over time get the rest of it, oh my god, I'd take that.
listen, if we somehow get a Fate reprint set, like
A what?
yeah, see exactly. That's what I'm talking about. Like,
who?
yeah, yeah, maybe one day. But you know what? I mean, I guess going back to me, because apparently I only just like, oh yeah, I wanted to get top 4. You guys have like more personal goals. I don't really.
Oh, he wants to put his personal goal in.
Oh, okay. All right.
I mean, like I would love to be able to finish max rating my FGO deck because I'm actually only like 2 Lion Kings away and like 1 Mordred, and I'm like, okay, cool, this is like
Isn't
done.
all of FGO like $9 or something like
no,
that?
not the SPs are a little bit
Yeah,
more
it's the-
expensive.
Are they?
Yeah.
Yeah,
Okay.
no, not the
Fate
SPs.
SPs just are expensive.
Well, I know the roundtable rares. We were just like, oh my gosh, and then
RTRs,
they were
yeah.
like $12 now.
Yeah.
Yeah, because they look
RTRs,
gorgeous, but they were
but
dirt cheap now.
The
Hmm.
FGO actual
I
SPs were
forgot
like
about those.
yeah.
What?
expensive.
RTRs.
Oh, roundtable rares? Yeah, no, roundtable rares. They're silly. They're just SR pluses.
Hey, they're still better looking SRs.
They're very
than-
pretty.
yeah.
I mean,
They're very
listen.
pretty.
They look better than ATRs.
Or Guilty Gear SPs.
Yeah. So
All right, so us 3 are done.
Yeah, and
Now we've gotten to you for last, so you want to come in last for our BCS.
Yeah, that's the goal.
All right,
in the
one
last
drop
bit.
basic.
that sounds like
Alright.
That would be
No, I
impressive.
would definitely say. I mean, listen, I also want to go to World. I think just came off. I think probably the worst BCS Weiss season I had to play.
Don't worry, it happens to the worst of us.
I
too.
mean, I think I definitely felt like I was definitely out of my comfort zone because I feel like I like playing on reverse combos.
Sure.
I feel like I was really putting a game set where it was really hard for the on reverse combos I wanted to play to really like go, because it's just like it's surprising. Like I kept thinking I can't play this on reverse combo. I found no Alice's through my whole climb, and I'm so upset about it.
I
But, like,
also experienced
But
no
but the thing
ounces.
is, it's just like the thought of it being there, and I could just auto lose because I can't get my combo off because that 2-1 just looks at me.
Yep.
It felt hard, and I think I was just put into like an uncomfortable spot. So, and especially after coming off the end of New York where I top 8'd for the first time. So I definitely want to get more than a top 8. I want to go to Worlds. Um,
Because
the-
you went Itsuki for your
I
two
went
events, right?
Itsuki.
Yep.
I did well in Chicago. I think I just lost to just a couple really
not
good,
as well in New York.
not as well in New York. It was not my time there, and I think I just I felt like I could have just done better personally. So like definitely I'm gonna continue to increase my knowledge on this game. Definitely be a little bit more prepared for like certain matchups. Like really study the meta a lot more. I think just I was planning for something else where like I really should have maybe just gone in with Kokoro and done the icy tail effect. Like that was just a strong thing to go against things with soul signs. Like um
I was
so
really surprised when you didn't go in with like Luna for one of them.
I guess it's like I kept falling back on this like crutch of Itsuki that I was like I really want to top with Itsuki,
Mm-hmm.
but I think so I overplayed it, and I think I got into games where I overthought. Like there was definitely one game where I should have searched for my door and I didn't. And like I was making mistakes that I was subconsciously just doing correctly in games we played together.
Yeah.
I made mistakes that I shouldn't have made.
Well, and that gets back to one of our points we made earlier, where it's just like getting into those like repetitive
Yeah.
habits. It's like not everything's cookie cutter in this game,
No, it's not.
and so when you look at those situations, you have to drive like what
Yeah.
you can get out of it.
I thought to myself, if I don't search for this door, I might survive Gura. That me not having that door, I had to waste more cards, and I couldn't triple Itsuki
Mhm.
because of it. And I lost the game. If I had a third one, I would have won that game, and who knows how Chicago would have went.
Mhm.
On a personal level, I also would like to get more into working with the channel a lot more. I definitely am gonna have a lot more free time coming up than I did these last 6 months. And then I mean, I do want to finish max rating in Itsuki by the end of this year. I mean, I'm close.
Do you know how many cards?
I'm a good amount, but I think I'm halfway of the SSPs down.
Mm-hmm.
I have 2 level 1s and 2 level 3s.
Honestly, I think the hard part is those HYRs,
Yeah.
because those are set 1 HYRs, right?
Which
He has
no,
one.
I have 2 set 1s.
Oh, he has 2.
I have both my
Oh.
level 0 Itsukis. I have 1 brainstormer, and I have 1 of the movie set. So I
Okay,
only need 1 more
yes.
movie set 1 and 2 more of the brainstormer.
Yeah, but those are just as rare as SSPs.
Yeah,
because
so
HYRs
the set
were the
2,
same.
the movie set 1 keeps going up in price. I should have picked it up when I saw it for like 100 something. But I mean, I have Lica Rico coming out,
Mm-hmm.
so I definitely need to max the deck for that. But I think the biggest thing, if we're talking about on an SP basis of what I want to accomplish, I want to get my Kaguya's back.
Oh,
It's been like 2 or 3.
you have
so
you have a
long.
very expensive New Year's resolution. For
I think
Weiss.
if I had to choose between any of those 3, it would probably be getting a playset of those Kaguya's back.
Okay.
If I had to choose, like that's like, I think every time I see someone post them, I'm like, oh, it's always at the wrong time, and I'm like, man, I miss these cards.
Speaking of set 1 Kaguya,
Set 1 Kaguya,
with the hot stamp of the heart.
my
all
favorite
red
card.
background.
It's a nice. It's a
My
pretty
favorite card.
It's a very
It's-
good. It's a very pretty
Considering it's a stamp with no
Um,
signature, it's very
Yeah,
pretty.
my favorite card, literally in Weiss.
Yeah.
It's a good one.
I definitely need to get it back. I regret selling that one Spring Fest.
card. Atlanta 2021.
The year me and Jake made our mistakes. It was, we got a lot. We got our money worth.
So I don't think that it was personally a mistake. What I do regret was selling my first Chizuru SSP
That's
then,
fair. Yeah.
because then I had to get it back.
Right.
I didn't regret selling my slime stuff because that was my out for high rarity slime.
Slime. That's fair.
Because if I continued doing the high rarity slime stuff, I feel like I would be driving myself up a wall looking for Rimuru, Tempest, Trial Deck SPs.
I think I
Oh,
convinced
100%.
myself when I shouldn't have. Like one of the goals I had when Kaguya came out was I needed the master set, like master play set, and actually with me having all that stuff I moved that day, I was really, really close. And I was like, I think I need to do this. Financially, I have a lot of money sitting here because those Kaguya's were like expensive. Everything was expensive. So I was like, I financially probably should do this.
Mm-hmm.
Now that I feel like I'm in a better financial spot than I was at
Yeah.
that Spring Fest, I
Mhm.
want them back. So
Yeah, 2 years ago, us were idiots.
No, but you're wiser now. That's all
No,
that
we're
matters.
still
No.
idiots.
Oh,
3
oh.
years.
yeah,
Yeah, now 3 years. Yeah, sorry, 3
Um,
years.
it's gonna continue to go more expensive, but there is something else. I would like to get SSPs of all the night card cards.
Oh my goodness.
I want at least
wow.
one of each.
So you have one. You
I
have,
don't have a single one.
I thought you had one.
Mm-mm.
Oh,
I need.
never mind. He
I
doesn't
need.
have one.
I need one. I need one. There's 10 of them, so
Well, you
There's
have
10?
a mulligan with
Well, there's tattoo.
Sakai coming out again.
it's already out.
Is it
Oh,
already out?
yeah,
Yeah.
tattoos.
You have a mulligan.
So there's 10 of them because
Oh.
there was 5 in.
This is the first
There's
one.
5
Oh,
in the
okay.
first one, and there's 5 in this one.
Sheesh.
No vision rares?
I don't. I mean, vision rares are a lot easier to find and cheaper than the SSPs are.
Yeah.
So vision rares can come later, but I think the thing I really want the most is the SSP of these night card cards.
So by far, Jason has the longest laundry list out of all of us.
What do you
But
expect?
I
You
think-
see how many sets I
think,
play?
I think like Jason's just kind of like, oh, this is a dartboard, and whatever it just happens to land on when
I-
I'm at an event, because he's gonna be at like a
true.
Spring Fest,
It's
and
true.
he's gonna be like, why does Evan have another
If I,
Sakai SSP?
it's true.
Listen, we're like 3 for 3 at this point.
Yeah.
That's true.
It's true. I mean, it is a dartboard. Like, I reason I put this off because depending on what mood I'm in, I'm like, oh, there's that Kaguya SP. Mine. Then we can go to another one. Wait a minute, is that a Lico Rico SSP? Gotta get that too.
Yeah. So, and what's funny is Lika Rico. One of the climaxes has 4 different arts, right?
Oh my god, I need all of them.
yeah.
Oh.
See, he needs one of each.
See, Jason's just ambitious.
I will
That's the problem.
play one of each art in my deck.
I remember because I was just like, are there 4 different
They're
arts for
so
this card?
pretty.
And I was like, oh, they're cute. They're really
Yeah,
cute.
they're really good. Really good.
So they did that specifically to spite Jason. That's like,
Probably.
Oh, definitely, because Kaguya, they did the same thing. Kaguya had 2 climax arts.
That is right. That that finisher did have 2 secrets.
Yeah. No, they're doing these things to just mess with you.
Yeah, it messes my brain.
literally milky for all you're worth.
What do you mean? I have a lot of sets, okay?
Sure.
I do.
But with our goals in mind, what do we have in store for like our channel?
Oh man, just honestly, but I mean, you guys kind of already said it. Just more content. Just like we want to try and help the community grow. We've already saw huge growth for Weiss as a whole last year. So like, ideally, we're just on the up and up now. Like hopefully on the up and up. Like we're seeing more sets that people kind of want coming out in the future. Like Chainsaw Man was like a big thing. I'm sure that's just gonna get bought out to, it's gonna get completely bought out.
Mhm.
Like, we're gonna see rares. We're gonna, I mean, ideally until the set gets banned in some regard, everyone's gonna be playing that. And like,
Yeah.
and then so we have Spy Family, we have Chainsaw Man, we're
Rico.
gonna have Lico Rico,
Bang Dream.
Bang
Content
Dream.
Collection. With the Mygo TD.
Other Quints.
Yeah, we're gonna get other
Ruby
Quints
2.
Ruby 2.
Oh no, we don't have any. We don't have Quints.
We don't have other Quints.
No,
Well, we don't have it.
We don't
We don't have a
Not yet.
date. We don't have a date.
We don't even.
No,
have it
it's
confirmed.
not even
Oh.
announced.
It's not announced for English.
Fine. Other Quints eventually.
Listen,
Um,
it'll come out.
Yeah, exactly.
There's no way it doesn't.
Other Hololive eventually.
Eventually, that's definitely coming out.
So there's Psychono.
No one cares about second.
Dengeki.
Grisaya at some point, because that's also that.
Well, Grisaya again.
Well, we don't know if that's coming
I don't actually
out.
know. It took a while for Psychono to get this third set.
Sure.
Oh no,
in
wait.
English.
Did they announce Grisaya
No.
too
No.
in English? No, I don't. I don't think. I guess not.
Yeah.
Like we're just getting expansions that we've definitely needed for some older sets, and we just, from what we saw from the Japanese live stream, like there's other sets that are coming out of people. I mean, obviously Blue Archive, if that actually hits English shores, then Alejandro's just dead.
There's a good amount of stuff. I definitely want to do more stuff at events with our channel. Hopefully.
Yeah, because like honestly, because like since we've traveled so much, like we've met so many of our current Weiss friends just from traveling, just meeting them by happenstance.
Mhm.
Like just going out and just like really just intermingling with the community, just like getting to talk with people. Because like you never know who you're gonna run into.
The thing is, I think the last thing any one of us want to do on like a 14-hour car ride is take out a camera.
So here's the
Well,
thing.
yeah.
Here's the thing with that, right? So, did you ever have to drive? You weren't ever a part of any drives.
he's done it once. He's been
Yeah.
in a car once.
like this past year.
2 years ago.
2 years
Years
ago.
ago.
2 years
yeah.
ago.
Okay, but not this.
Not last year.
Okay, so here's the thing, right? I think because when we went to Chicago, me, Jake, and Jason, we took the car to Chicago.
Mhm.
And I think for that, our intention was to like vlog. At least I had some form of intention on vlogging that
Mhm.
trip because I think it'd be fun, right? But like, hey, what's up, guys? I'm gonna go to Atlanta, BCS, and no, Chicago BCS, and it's like 11 at night. You know what I mean?
Yeah. Mm-hmm.
But the problem with that is that it's dark.
Yeah.
It's nighttime. When we leave, we're expecting to get there like in the early afternoon of the next day.
Yep.
So it's
Yeah,
dark.
We do leave at like 9 p.m.
Yeah, it's dark out. And when we get on those highways, a lot of them don't have like lights or
There's-
anything.
Some of them get really spooky.
Yeah, they get really dark, especially on our way to Chicago. It turns into Silent Hill.
a lot of fog, and a lot of mountains.
So for that, it's very difficult to vlog in that setting, just because like what are you gonna see, right? You won't be able to see anything.
You're literally going to see just pitch black,
And then the occasional light come through.
and you're gonna hear our stupid voices.
Yeah, of
and
course.
then like there's the morning, right? When a bunch of us we're just tired. We're like halfway through the trip.
We're just droggers at that point.
We're halfway through the trip. It's gonna be like, hey everybody, this is Super Soul Sign. We're on our 8th hour of this road trip. It's like 6 a.m.
Jake and Jason are buying their iPhone.
Yeah. Yeah. So for like vlogging like those sorts of events, that's a bit more difficult.
Mm-hmm.
We were just like, because it was 7 a.m. No, 8 a.m. just in a random Ohio diner.
Yeah.
Where we were just like, Jason had been driving for almost 9 hours at that point, where Jason was just like, I'm handing it off to someone and sleeping. And I was like, okay, I'm driving the rest. And then we went to Indiana left and Indiana up.
Yep, Indiana left and up.
Yep.
Okay.
And like none of us want to, I think, try to like do the vlog at that point.
Yeah.
We're 10 hours in. We're tired.
Well, exactly what I was saying. And like also like part of it is like, when we're going to these events, right? It's for us it's kind of like a getaway, right? So it's just like, do we really want to like quote unquote work when we're trying to just enjoy our weekend, and we're trying to
like try to turn it into an obligation.
Yeah, it's like we're trying to focus on the upcoming competition, right? There's not really a whole lot of time
especially
for that.
like in the situations where you guys may be playing multiple games.
Mm-hmm.
You guys could be playing for Saturday and Sunday. Where it's just like, are we going to put ourselves through that? And then on Saturday, it's just like, okay, I have to play my event on Saturday, and we got to hope that something gets done on Saturday, or one of us gets knocked out so we can do something content-wise.
Yeah, exactly.
So it's just like, maybe that's not what we want to do. Because I remember I was kind of sick in Chicago because I was Saturday, like, I was dead until like 4 p.m.
Well,
because-
yeah, that was funny. Me and Jason went to go play Vanguard, and then we were like, "Where's Jake?" Because I mean, of course, you don't play Vanguard.
I don't play Vanguard.
You don't play Vanguard, but at a certain point, we're like, everybody else is at the venue because they're looking at like the vendors and such, and talking to like other people doing free fight and such.
Oh, that venue, that Chicago one. That's when the Bang Dream SPs came out for Vanguard, right?
Oh,
Yeah.
Jason was fiending.
That's when.
No,
Yeah, that
yes,
was.
yeah,
Yeah,
when
yeah.
he-
That's
yeah.
when me and Tucker
Yes.
were like
Yes, I do.
on the prowl.
Well, that's when we opened that case, but whatever. It's not about Vanguard. So
It's just
like
fun.
it's just like I was sick kind of like on like Saturday morning. I
Yeah.
wasn't feeling great because I got up, I looked at my phone and said, "It's 10 o'clock. I could go to the venue right now, or I could just lay down and relax." And that's what I did.
Jake was I mean, realistically, you were asleep until like probably like early afternoon.
Yeah, until like 2 or 3, I think.
Yeah.
But like, I think one of my goals for this channel this year, for the year 2024, I want to reveal a card.
That would be great,
Oh.
actually, because like seeing what happened for Guilty Gear, we're like, oh man, they really like Bushiroad really reached out to a bunch of different content creators. Some who honestly I just haven't really seen before. Like, okay, this is cool. We get to see more people in the community, and like hopefully we can grow this channel enough where like maybe that could be us one day. That'd be so awesome just to be like not so much recognized. It's not so much about like the
Yeah.
the pride and all of it, but it's like just being recognized as being part of the community, like
Yeah.
officially.
Yeah, I would like to reveal a card. I think that would be really cool. And then from there, I would like to. 100's too easy. 100's way too easy. We're 20 away from 100. I
Oh,
want to see a comma in a subscriber count.
okay,
So I want to get to 1,000,
Okay.
which is ambitious.
a little,
But
but
You'd be
if all of
surprised.
if all of you are contributing to the channel, and I start contributing to the channel more,
Mhm.
as serious or are as serious as you're saying, then I think it's actually very possible.
Yeah.
If we put out more gameplay, if we put out more informative videos, if we put out, a more broad way to reaching to the community.
Jason's dartboard.
Jason's dartboard, where we put his SPs up on a dartboard and throw darts
I
at
didn't say
them.
that much, but hey.
Hey, people might like to see
Well,
that.
hey, hold on. We don't want to get banned, okay?
Where we
Oh,
put
true.
pictures of Jason's SPs up on a dartboard.
I feel like that's
Mm.
still a bannable offense.
Maybe.
But it's one of those things where it's like we could do a lot more, and I think the community can also still do a lot more in terms of growing.
That's true because I have noticed that. I mean, this is just me seeing like Facebook and Reddit where people are like, "I want to get into this game, but there's no local game stores near me," and it's like, it's so unfortunate that like there's people all throughout the country, not just California, not just the Northeast or Southeast, but like people everywhere. Like, I want to play more, but I can't because there's less people near me.
It's really hard because a lot of people see this game, like, from the outside looking in, kind of as a cult, like as a cult following. Because unless like everyone in your surrounding area is in, it's very hard to support.
Yeah, it is.
It's extremely hard to support.
Because like you look at it, you're like, okay, this isn't like kid friendly, where it's like in like Pokemon or Digimon, but it's not so like in its own like grandfathered niche like Magic is.
Mm-hmm.
But it's like, oh, you see, it's like, oh, there's a waifu card game. Like, oh, there's like a lot of girls on this, and like I don't want my kids playing it. It was like, no, like not. It's not.
I
like that.
mean, there is some provocative art out there on cards.
Yeah.
And thank goodness.
I mean, hey, listen, I'm never gonna complain about that.
But as a marketing stance,
Marketing.
it's very hard to try to sell that to an all ages standpoint.
Yeah,
Exactly.
It's difficult. I mean,
But I also still think, like, and I'm not trying to keep children from playing this game. This game gets pretty complex, and there's a lot of shuffling in it. And
Yeah, I mean,
like,
how many zones are there?
I
in total?
remember playing like Magic as like a 7-year-old. Trying to shuffle cards was awful.
You have tiny hands.
Like legitimately awful.
No, Jason, I'm
No,
sorry.
Jason.
Still tiny.
I mean, I'll say this
They are
much.
still tiny.
I'll say this much. Whenever I think of Weiss, I don't think of it as like anybody's like first card game. You know what I mean? Like
Yeah.
when I think of Weiss, like I think of it like you probably. Now I don't want to say this. I'm sure there's plenty of people where Weiss is their first card game. Because maybe they saw a property they really enjoyed and they were like, oh, I'll try that. But I think a majority of Weiss players have played another card game in the past, whether it's, another Bushiroad game or not. So, I think you kind of just have to already be in.
You have to be ingrained
Yeah.
in like a current card game. And then you have to be familiar with how getting a Japanese card game
Yeah.
is. Because sometimes it's like, oh, you find out something's coming out next month, but you can't get any because you had to order it 4 months ago.
Yes,
Yeah,
and
exactly.
that also makes it difficult, right? Because Weiss is a like more or less print to order game. I mean, of course they print extra.
Yeah.
They do, of course, print extra. There's no doubt about that. But when people are getting their Guilty Gear allocations cut out of nowhere, that makes it more difficult for people to
Yeah, it's rough.
to get these products, especially when it's a property like Guilty Gear. You know,
They're those gateway IPs.
yeah. I mean, listen, in this last year, there have been lots of really good like gateway sets for people to get into. You know, I mean, even upcoming, right? Spy Family and Chainsaw Man, like those are definitely gonna.
They're
like,
huge.
They're like those are two of the biggest anime that have come out in the last like 3 years.
Yeah.
And then we talk about like Azure Lane, right? Azure Lane is a super popular mobile game. Like there's so many people around the world that like Azure Lane. I'm trying to think anything else that have come out. I mean, Avatar.
Avatar was like the biggest gateway.
Avatar is super big for an English exclusive set.
I mean, Ruby at the time.
Yeah,
was
Ruby at
huge.
the time. I mean, Quince is what got me.
Yep.
Quince is what got me. Hololive.
That's the snake that bit you.
Hololive is what got me again.
Yeah.
The two-headed snake that bit you.
You know what I mean? Like,
And then Quince 2 got you again.
yeah, and then Quince, you know what? So on and so forth, right?
Yeah.
And every set that comes out does that for somebody,
It's true.
Yeah.
right? Every set that, like, I promise you, someone saw that Ari Ferretta was getting a set, and they were like, "Oh, I really like that show. Let me get a box. Let me get a trial deck, right?"
Yep. Exactly.
I mean, that's what I mean.
Man, I can't believe there's someone out there who said, "Man,
I
I,
mean,
really like that show."
It's like I mean,
I mean,
it's
that also
interesting,
happened
like,
with me with Persona.
Jake started
true.
playing because of Rent a Girlfriend.
Yeah.
Brandon started playing because of Fate.
Yeah.
Yep.
Like it literally gets everyone. I started playing because I saw someone using Love Live. Like that's how long. I mean, I played.
What a
since, like,
drug.
What a drug.
What a drug.
I
We all have our
like
demons.
said like use Love Live too. Like we're talking way back when.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, we're talking about like the best group. We're talking about the best group in Love Live.
We're not
Hey,
here. To
I
have
don't-
this
I don't
we're
know
not-
anything
we're
about
not-
Love Live. I can't say anything.
We're
Best
not,
group
we're
in
not
Love
here
Live.
to have this conversation. That is not what we're for. So before this gets wild, we're gonna wrap up. We're gonna wrap up here. So thank you guys for listening to us. Well, we have our goals set, and we are hopefully going to achieve them. Let's all go to Worlds, guys. And Jake, anything to add?
No, let's vlog at Worlds.
Let's
Oh,
vlog
let's
at
do
work.
it.
All right.
Well, listen,
Let me go get my ticket real quick.
that'd be a much easier thing to accomplish.
Yeah, that's fun.
Yeah.
That sounds really fun to do.
Full
Yeah.
week of
So
vlogging.
maybe,
Okay.
maybe we write that down in our channel goals.
Well, yeah, I mean, because with Worlds, right? They got side events. And stuff.
They got side events. They have tons of tables. They have.
Especially if
They usually have tons of space.
especially if
Yeah.
it's in Japan. There's
Yeah.
like a
Yeah.
ton of things you could do.
Yeah.
So yeah, let's vlog at Worlds.
Let's do it.
Okay, buy my ticket now.
All right. Thanks for watching, guys. We'll see you next time.
All right. Peace.
Goodbye. Bye bye.
Hey guys, thanks for watching the video. If you enjoyed what you watched, feel free to like and subscribe, and maybe follow us on Twitter. Be sure to keep an eye out for more videos that we have coming out very soon. Once again, thanks for watching, and we'll see you next time.